Hey ladies, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the following topics: chemistry, and when you find him boring, and breaking patterns, and explain to you the role of chemistry in long-term relationships and short-term relationships. If you come from a pattern of relationships that ended up nowhere, if you come from a pattern of dating a certain type and that pattern has not served you, in that you don't have the results that you are looking for, then this video is going to be for you. Now, it might turn a little long, but keep on watching if you have been in any patterns that left you hanging. Okay, so the most common issue that I see in my practice when women come to me for, coaching for dating for marriage specifically, everything that I teach in this channel is for women that are looking for forever husband, for women that don't want a temporary, like a 2 or 3 year thing and then on to the next, right? It's for women that want to find their forever match. So when they come to me, they come from a pattern of dating a certain type, and typically it's a type that they will be into, but the guy will not be so much into them. Okay, so that is one of the first things you need to remember. When you are more into him than he is into you, watch. And at that point, I would advise you to be very careful. Now, let's talk about fireworks. So the women that a lot of times come to me, they're like, I need to have fireworks and I need to feel that rush and fireworks and excitement. And I'm like, girl, this is exactly what's messing it up for you. Because when you are looking for those fireworks, you're looking for that hormonal rush, right? Like dopamine and the hormones that come into play when you pair bond. So pair bonding, for those of you who don't know, is something that happens in a lot of species, including the human being, where it may or may not involve sex, but it's when you get close enough to someone, to a guy, where you literally form a biological bond. Okay, your body starts secreting oxytocin, vasopressin, and dopamine, okay, when you start pair bonding with someone. So when you are dating the one specific guy and you start spending a lot of time together and he's getting closer and closer to you, it may be closer emotionally, or it may be closer physically. Like, let's not even talk about the physical part, right? But even when you're just hanging out, this can happen. So imagine that combined with the guy that you hadn't even spent time with him, and you know, and you were already, sort of hypnotized with him and you find him accelerating. Okay. So this type of guy combined with you getting close to him is going to make you pair bond, and it's going to make you believe that you are in love. I guess you are in a way, but it's not the type of love that, it's not really love, okay? It's infatuation. Anything that is based off that rush, that hormonal aspect that happens, quickly, it's not love. Let me talk to you about love for a second. So, I've personally been married for almost 13 years. And let me tell you, love is something that builds over time. And I'm talking about true love of a long lasting, relationship, actual relationship. Love means choosing you, choosing a person over and over every single day. Love means a daily, hourly, yearly, monthly, daily commitment to someone, no matter what. Okay. Obviously, I'm not talking about you know, a sick scenario where you are to love them unconditionally, where they're hurting you. No, I'm talking about a normal situation. So, choosing someone year after year, it's a deep bond and connection that happens when you deeply know and trust someone. When you trust them with every cell in your body, and they know the good, the bad, the ugly of you and each other. Love is very deep and it can take years and years to build. Okay? That is freaking love. When after all the years, you continue to choose this person and are more into them, for who they are and who they have proven to be to you over the long run. Okay? This is love. Love is not an infatuation that you feel because you spent 2 or 3 months with someone and now you're feeling all these things. Really and truly, this person hasn't proven to you over the long run for you to truly be, saying you love them. So in my practice, we don't really marry for love because love is something that grows over time. You grow in love, okay? As the years pass and your husband proves himself to you, or of course, during a courtship, that's literally what they do. Prove themselves to you that they're into you for real with the best intentions, the intention of commitment and being there in the long run when you're doing a courtship. And then again, when your husband proves himself to you over and over and over, right? This is true love, the love that passes the test of time. So anyway, with that little rant aside, I hear a lot of women saying, chemistry is a huge priority to me. Well, I'm like, girl, like, how old are you? Are you 15? Like, I know when I was 16, I was all about the rush with all kinds of things. How old are you? What are your goals? Like, is your goal to be married like for a long time? Well, let me tell you, chemistry is something that comes and goes. Aside from the fact that we explain, okay, granted, this is someone that is not repelling to you, chemistry is something that fluctuates depending on the polarity that you are able to create. You see, when you first meet someone and you are in a courtship, you typically take the seat or the feminine energy sort of role, not role, but you assume the feminine energy, and he assumes the masculine energy, right? So that's why during a courtship, you're more likely to experience that chemistry that is short-lived in that it lasts somewhere between a year or 2 or 3 at the most, right? The honeymoon period. So when women say chemistry is a big priority to them, I'm like, let me tell you, girl, in a marriage of almost 13 years, I can tell you that this comes and goes depending on how you maintain or not a polarity between you guys. So the person that when you met, you had a fantastic chemistry and even like sex, like whatever, right? Like the guy that you guys were bunnies, the guy who you had a fantastic, sparks with. Fast forward 3 years and you can find yourself with someone that you can barely stomach in that regard. If you destroyed the polarity and if you destroyed the relationship, right? So, and the same goes the opposite, right? Someone who you were not completely, infatuated with, or, felt that chemistry with, what you're looking for. Fast forward 3-4 years, and the more you know this person, the more you fall in love with them. And yeah, you can build that sort of chemistry over time, right? So for you to not consider the guy that is nice, that is there for you, I can't even tell you the amount of women that continue to, overlook the nice guy that they're, kind of like, yeah, he's nice, but these women a lot of times are addicted to suffering. A lot of these women are like, no, but I want to kind of feel like I don't quite have him. They want to chase the guy in a way, right? If not literally, energetically, right? So these are the women that if the guy has shown that, if the guy is kind of like upfront about being serious with them, they'll be bored. Okay. So these are the women that are addicted to the hot and cold behavior. Are you addicted to hot and cold? Are you addicted to someone that keeps you guessing? And do you like that? You like that excitement? Well, when you've passed years and years and years, you're gonna have to rewire your nervous system. That's one of the first things we do with my clients. We'll start affirmations like, I only love those who love me. I deserve to be with someone stable, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, so it'll start as a rational exercise into embodying, you know, the new person that you want to be. The woman that is in a stable relationship, the woman that is not going from man to man. So once you pair bond with your husband, okay, once you pair bond with him, you can start growing love and all of those things. But when you do that with someone that has not committed to you, when you are pair bonding with a guy you are just seeing, what do you think will happen? You will start making decisions with that clouded judgment. Okay, so you pair bonded with someone that is a random guy, and he's random because there's no commitment to you. Like, sure, you like each other, okay? But that means nothing. That literally means nothing. Because a guy can be, again, let's repeat it. So a guy, he's either looking for his forever after, the woman that he can't stop thinking about, and the woman that he's head over heels for, the woman of his dream, or a low-hanging fruit, like, okay, yeah, some free sex, like a temporary, moment. He'll take that, and then he'll move on. So you'll be a placeholder for a while he, gets bored and tired of you, and then he'll move on. So if you're pair bonding with someone random, with a random, you'll be infatuated and you'll have clouded judgment. This is when you stop looking at the red flags. So this is when, no matter how much coaching, no matter what is being told to you, like no matter what you hear, no matter what you read, it'll rationally, you'll be like, yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. But so long you are fucking this guy, so long you are in that entanglement, you will not be able to think straight. You will not be able to move on until you have hit rock bottom, and until you're sick and tired and angry and heartbroken and devastated, until there's been a train wreck, until the guy has dumped you, until the guy stops paying attention to you and starts moving on with someone else. So you need to be very careful about your priorities. If you are in your late 20s, in your 30s, 40s, and you have chemistry as a priority, I want you to think twice, because if you ever want to find your Prince Charming and your forever husband, you're going to have to prioritize, rearrange your priorities to what will stand the test of time. And no matter what you read, you'll read over and over the science that says, study Dr. Gottman, right? The studies that show that shared values, are what stands the test of time for a long-term partnership. So if you're looking for a monthly, like, or a 2-3 year thing, anything that I'm saying here is like, okay, whatever. But if you are looking for a long-term marriage, then chemistry is not a top priority, in that it'll change over time. whatever you think is there right now, depending on your dynamic, depending on how you behave over time, it will either be there or fluctuate or come and go. It's something very volatile and it's something very superfluous. Okay. So that's my invitation to you to give an opportunity to a guy that is different from what you normally date, the guy that maybe doesn't really excite you, the guy that you find a bit boring, but he's nice, right? As you know him, you'll see he's a beautiful person. Like, don't be superficial. Like, give people an opportunity to see their values and what they stand for and what they seek for in the long term, right? If he's nice and if he's treating you right and if he's showing all the intentions, you need to give him an opportunity, and don't go based on whatever rush you're getting or not. And let me warn you, the guy that you're crazy about, kind of like in that superficial capacity that gives you that rush and fireworks, be freaking careful, because spend more time with him and pair bond and become infatuated to him. Good luck escaping that little spider web. You'll find yourself tangled and trapped, okay? And you won't be able to think strategically. You won't be able to think straight to do what you need to do. So that's what will happen. The minute you pair bond with someone, the minute have intimacy, whether it be emotional or physical, you're no longer coachable. You're no longer thinking straight. And if you want help from anyone, be it a friend, be it a coach, be it a book, you're going to have to stop seeing this person, keeping them at bay, right? Or for sure, stop having sex with them, right? Because so long you're having sex, like, you're not going to be able to think straight. So anyway, ladies, that's one of the most common dating mistakes that I find in my practice. And it's a thing that is keeping so many women single, like chronically single. So think again and reprioritize for what you want in the long term. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.